The demand of atheism to rule the world. Memory text: Know ye that the Lord He is God, it is He that hath made us, and not we ourselves. Psalms 100 verse 3. The one teaching enforced in every public school, community college, and Ivy League university is that life's complexity evolved from lifeless rain washing over lifeless rock. This is the basis on which evolutionary theory is founded. But there are certainties that clearly debunk this anti-religious regime pawning itself off as impartial scientific research. This study will expose today's atheism as the most arrogantly ignorant stratagem of deception to ever be pawned off as science. It is Satan's masterpiece to sweep billions of souls Jesus died to save, to everlasting destruction. Fact number 1. Life's infinite diversity, where each creature has its own unique DNA, with its unique independent spirit, having self-awareness and purpose, could not create itself out of the 118 non-living elements from the periodic table, even if given an infinite span of time. Fact number 2. Without the spiritual emotion of love, life could not exist. All emotion, reasoning, hope and dreaming, has nothing to do with the non-living elements of the universe. This fact is verified by a host of examples. Even this reality of love being the foundation of life's existence is witnessed when abandoned babies die in orphanages, simply because they do not receive the warmth and love from physical contact, the daily cradling with affectionate rocking motion with a voice of sweet tones of love. It is proven that their anguish from loneliness actually causes their breath to cease. It is too painful to live without love. It is as nutritious to life as food, water, and air. This is how important love is to the existence of all creatures, great and small. Love is the driving force within our spirit. We have seen how all creatures share the need to express and receive love. For love alone provides the most sublime happiness that life can experience. Love brings joy and fun when life flourishes. But love also brings sorrow when bad things happen. In this it is seen that love is the highest form of intelligence because love, or its lack thereof, guides the judgment in our decisions. Hence, the reason for all crime. While we who believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, and have proven His love with our personal testimony that no one can deny us, what we have seen and heard, and those of others, who themselves have witnessed divine intervention, here is one of my favorite experiences on this issue of the spiritual emotion of love. Years ago, my wife and I had a family come to live with us who had run into difficult times. They had 2 children. So, during the Christmas season, my wife Julie bought the children a butterfly garden. Soon, one by one, they all emerged from their cocoons. But one of them was crippled. His legs would not stretch to open, nor could his wings unfurl. And the food for him was on the other side of the aquarium. So, we saw 2 healthy butterflies go to the crippled one, pick him up and carry him to the food. And later, after he ate, they carried him back. They did this for several days. But eventually the crippled butterfly died. But he died with the experience knowing he was loved. In life, we see how the spirit of love is seen from the lowliest creatures to the stature of man. And when love is drawn from the heart, it displays compassion, empathy, and hope for those who receive it. When one exudes love for those in need of its expression, it is like a spring rain, washing over the dry earth, germinating the seeds of life and hope. It is like a covering garment that empowers our self-worth. In fact, nothing builds self-esteem like the power of love. There is no other reason for love to exist other than to demonstrate that our universe was created from the emotion of love. Again, love has no physical relation to the lifeless universe other than being the means to see it, feel it, and smell it. On this science we call symbiosis, we discover that only an intelligent designer could take the lifeless elements of earth, water and air, and breathed life into them. And it is that intelligent designer who gave to all life the highest form of intelligence, love. It is that same love whose power keeps our hearts beating and our lungs breathing. And no matter what arrangement of a rock's molecules or the environment where rock is placed, it will always remain what it has always been, a lifeless material, utterly incapable of evolving into a conscious entity. It is in light of this that the Christian bases their faith. God addressed our yearning desire to witness love's perfection. With the many threats and troubles in life, only the spiritual emotion of love can remove the burden. And nothing lifts the burdens of life like the demonstration of love's perfection, seen in the life of Jesus Christ. He had to come, to display the love that exists in heaven, the love that Satan became violent against because it rebuked his demand to rule in place of God. This is the spirit we see in atheism, apostate Christianity, Islam, and throughout the world. If given opportunity, all would say as did Adonijah, the son of David, "I will be king." His plan didn't succeed. And neither will atheism, unrepentant Christians, or Islam. Only in the life of Christ do we see the dignity and self-worth He placed on every man, woman, and child, and thus draw from the heart the acknowledgement that only by love is love awakened. The Bible's account of His life, death, and resurrection gives evidence of love's perfection, for through His victory He has restored what sin had stolen and deprived His children, life eternal, with rest on every side. What is the leading factor that has led science, religion, law, and medicine to perpetuate falsehoods to be the standard of measurement, and thus traditions that are oppressive to truth are passed from generation to generation? They displace evidence from the context of its environment, and create fables around it according to their own vain imagination. Impulsive, selfish estimations are continuously exalted to the throne of the decision-making process. Negligence of truth is now declared a virtue. Just look at today's politics. It is the lust for self-exaltation that lies at the root of this and all injustice. It explains why we see so many men promote contradictions, and only partial solutions, for through the actions that avoid true solutions, their authority continues, but so does the abuse. Men in general find no honor in humility. Therefore revisions rarely if ever come. Man is betrayed whenever plain evidence is disregarded. All would agree that every falsehood taught as truth perpetrates a disservice to man and against life itself. In conclusion, what is evident is the impossibility for the theory of evolution to have any legitimacy, because the spiritual law of love within the science of symbiosis demands that if evolution was true, life could not exist at all. For the concept of evolution is predicated on life's ability to exist apart from the harmonious contributions from the love displayed in other life forms, from micro to macro. It's like saying that the human heart can function apart from the body. It is a medical impossibility. Love has a gravitational pull, all its own. It is a war against God's word that has caused this great tragedy for life. All creatures on earth have become victims to man's disregard of God's word. And when men exalt lies, be they scientists, doctors, educators, lawyers, or priests, they are in fact serving a system of government that works against their own deepest aspirations, for God has given all men a psychological profile, an inherent sense of justice, mercy, and love, as seen in little children who instinctively hunger for each. When we cannot rest in the knowledge that God lives to achieve our good, we create other theories to give us a sense of value. The way to establish true self-esteem is to search and discover the moral truth of God's supreme love for us. And once the principle of unselfish love is discovered as the force ruling the universe, our value as individuals swells to a lofty summit.